Our opponent is really good. We are facing one of the best teams in the league. We deserve to be in the final as well as our opponent. We will try our best, of course. Let's go, Bayern!
The final is the only win. The most important is win, and we train a lot since 2 months to will be ready for this match, and we hope to win a new title for AS Monaco. Dage Monaco!
The most important thing is to win, of course, and to take this lovely piece of silverware here next to me home at the end of the day. We'll see who does so in just a few minutes' time, but first, here's a quick look at what's included in the premium club pack when it comes to FC Bayern München. Well, I, for one, am absolutely stoked for this grand finale that we have ahead of us. Yesterday, Wes, he gave us a prediction, a very daring prediction to say that AS Monaco would win it in 3. Let's see if that turns out to be the case. No changing your prediction now, Wes, by the way. Let's see what everyone else at home thinks as well. You can let us know in the comments box. But for now, let's take a look at game 1. Who is going to square off? And it's going to be the captain, it looks like, Jose against Nexa. Now, this is a really fascinating encounter indeed, isn't it? Because we're talking about 2 heavy hitters here. Jose had a tremendous day yesterday, winning both of his games, and we saw very clearly that he's very driven for success. When it comes to Nexa, we've been waxing lyrical about him for weeks now. He's been one of the star performers of the seasons. He's been scoring goals for fun. He scored 6 yesterday, which launched him, catapulted him to the top of the goal-scoring charts, as we saw 15 so far. On top of that, he also won both of his games yesterday. So we're talking about 2 of the most informed players at the moment. Perhaps this is a very evenly poised match between these 2. Very difficult one to call, that's for sure.
Yeah, difficult indeed, because not only is it for all the marbles, so you have that tension and that pressure to put on these players as well, we're also seeing these 2 who were in the same group switch up their starting lineups. In fact, it's only Bayern who have kind of twisted instead of sticking. Nexa still starts for Monaco as they did in the group stages, but instead of Alex Alguacil going out first now, Wes, we have the captain, Jose. That's going to be a completely different test here for Nexa, who beat Alex in the group stages.
Yeah, it is. And we've been talking about Nexa at length in terms of his ability to score goals, his ability to tear open defences. The tactic from Bayern certainly looks at the moment to be, let's try and blunt that attack. And we spoke a little bit yesterday about, jokingly calling Jose the spoiler. He stopped a free scoring Barcelona. He very much stopped a free scoring Celtic. Now you've got to stop essentially the hottest player in the competition, which is Nexa. He's got 15 goals in the competition. You don't get those by accident, folks. And this has got every single making of an absolute classic.
That it does. Thank you very much to Semra and the team in the studio. Thank you all for joining us on this journey the past few weeks. It's all been leading up to this point. We are moments away from kicking off the eFootball Championship Pro 2022 Grand Finals. It is Captain Jose of Bayern München against leading goal scorer this season, Nexa. And we're underway. Strap yourselves in. This one could be a difficult one to keep track of. have Jose attacking from right to left in the Bayern home strip, and Monaco in their changed outfits here. Nexa starting off the game strongly. Golovin looking for Boadu. He's been so dangerous up top for the Monegasque club. And Ben Yedder has found a lot of space here, but the manual goalkeeping from Jose is enough to prevent the first chance of these finals, resulting in a goal here for Monaco. All down the line towards Serge Gnabry. Just enjoying the entertainment in front of our very eyes as the two players go through this feeling out process. Of course, so much on the line here for both of these squads. It would be a first eFootball Championship Pro title for both Nexa and Guifera. For Bayern, they're chasing their second after narrowly missing out last season in a place in the knockout stages. And this season, they almost didn't make it as well, relying on a Mestre result against the very team they face here in this grand finals.
I think if you're Bayern, you've got to be careful of the over-the-top ball.
Golovin just miscues his opportunity, and if you're Nexa here, Wes, do you feel the longer this game goes on without a breakthrough, considering you've had no trouble scoring so far this season, do you start to doubt yourself? Does the occasion maybe start to get to you, to this young man?
We haven't seen signs of Nexa being under kind of extreme pressure, shall we say, because again, if you've got the likes of Guifera and Uzmakabeel in your corner pumping you up, every time that something may not go your way, he hasn't really met any resistance yet, in terms of the games that he's played. So I think if you can put an element of doubt in his head very early on, then that might have a telling factor down the stretch. The issue, of course, becomes is that you have to almost lay a glove on him first before you put that doubt in him. And at the moment, it just seems, obviously, given the occasion and given everything that's going on, it's a very cagey affair.
Now, there was a rash challenge in there by Sane. I wouldn't be surprised to see the referee call that one back for a reprimand, perhaps. But both players here just seem to be just sprinkling in a few unforced errors, a sign perhaps that the occasion is bringing with it added nerves. Half an hour gone. Bayern 0, Monaco 0. A reminder, this is a best of 3 games. Don't worry about aggregate score. You just have to win 2 of the 3 to be crowned champion here. First real chance for Jose is denied by Maripan. And Nexa now can start to bring the ball forward. And the ball looking for Boadu was so effective, of course, against Roma in the semi-finals. Not surprising to see Monaco try and employ the same tactics here that got them to this stage. Lots of green grass ahead of Sabitzer to run into. Kingsley Coman. Crowd just waiting to see who he can find. It's Serge Gnabry. Can he find his way through? He can! Biggest chance of the final so far. And it's resulting in a corner. Bit of a mix-up at the back, but the goalkeeper well alert. Warner swung in towards Sula, just over his head. As we're just under now 5 minutes to go until half-time. Still goalless here.
Yeah, as you kind of said earlier, when we're kind of drinking this in, and we're almost watching it as fans, let alone commentators, because we've seen so many duels again and again from these types of players that they're fascinating to watch. And at the moment, it's very much equal as you go. There's no real outstanding chance that there's been outside of one shot in anger, and I suppose that is a testament to the occasion. It is the grand final. You've got to set your stall up. But we saw this type of performance from Jose yesterday against the Palma. We saw it be nullified.
Oh, long ball to Boadu. This could be a real chance here for Monaco. Just let it run a little bit too far. It will be a corner, but we're starting to see this first half ramp up the gears. Moments before the interval.
C'est une bonne action, c'est une bonne action, c'est une bonne action. C'est très bien donné là.
Chances coming few and far between for the leading goal scorer. The corner unsuccessful.
Then will be 1 minute added time.
Monaco retain possession for the last attack of the half. Stolen away though by Gnabry, and I think that will be the last action we will see. Monaco 0, Bayern 0 at the half. A very nervous affair. Not a lot of chances. Both players know exactly what's at stake here in this grand final.
Yeah, and that's the point here, is that they know what's on the line. And that's when we talked about, or when you spoke about intangibles, that's one of them. It's how much this means to both teams and both sets of players. Like you said, this would be Nexa's first title within eFootball in a debutant season for Monaco, whereas with Jose, they're looking at Jose and Bayern, they're looking for number 2. So it means equal things to both teams, but just different factors. And you can tell by the stats, as you can see there, it's very, very cagey. Very, very cagey. There's going to be, I would say there's going to be at least another chance or two either side or either end. I don't think it's going to be a goal fest. I think it's just going to be cagey.
De bien défendre d'abord, avant tout bien défendre, c'est tout. C'est comme ça.
Lots of words of advice and encouragement on the Monaco side for their youngster. Nexa has done well up to this point. His Monaco teammates need him to keep it going though. We kick off the second half, and it's worth noting this is the 3rd consecutive final for AS Monaco, with Ousmane Kabir featuring in all 3 out of those 3 though. 1 win, 1 loss. We'll see what story will be written here. Jose coming forward with Sane. Chance for a stunning cross, and that is the first goal! First goal of the final, but for an offside flag, cuts the celebrations short. That was so close, but it is ruled out.
Oh, it's a kneecap. It's a kneecap if that was offside, but by the rules of the game, he's offside, and a huge sigh of relief for Monaco, but that will be a warning sign. And I think, again, if we're talking stats, I believe that this is the longest that Nexa has gone without scoring a goal within a game of eFootball. So again, he will know the task that is up against him, whereas Jose, take a bit of confidence from that. He knows he can break him down. If he can get free with Leroy Sané, maybe try and do that again, because again, if you can get across your front man, Goretzka or Lewandowski might be there to pop it home.
Just warning signs then. This final now starting to ramp up in excitement. Sane to Kingsley Coman, double touch into Gnabry, but no way through. Where's the break here though for Monaco? Ben Yedder, reverse ball. Nexa has 3, now 4 men in the box to aim for. Has to beat Sabitzer first though. defending to do for Bayern. You can see how many bodies they have behind the ball, but it's Golovin with the strike. Corner to Monaco now.
Yeah, really testing Jose's defensive awareness there of what way is he turning, which way is he going, and when's he going to shoot. And Nexa testing him all the way. It took Ulrich to keep it out. It is a corner, though. We know how proficient these are from both sets of players. We've seen Sule be aimed at. We've seen it's normally Boadu potentially that this might be aimed at. We'll see.
Looks like Marcellanic's the target, but cleared away. This is a great one for the neutral. Nexa playing the ball all the way back. We've had real gilt-edged chances for both sets of players. One of the more exciting 0-0s we've seen so far.
Yeah, interesting point to note. Just on when that ball went back to Monaco, you saw the retreat of Bayern players back into their own half. You can see that there's very much a respect level there from both players in terms of they understand the threats that both of them possess, and that's why it's become this almost chess game, and we're waiting on an error or a piece of skill. It tends to be in these very tight games of eFootball, that's what you're waiting on. You're either looking for some individual piece of brilliance or you're looking for an unforced error, and I think we're going to probably see the former rather than the latter. At least I'd hope. I'd love to see a bit of individual skill that decides this game.
Just over 20 minutes left. This one will go to extra time and penalties if they are required. But a free corner here for Monaco. Can't afford to give too many of those away, and instantly we move towards the subs bench for Bayern.
Está muy bien, hazme caso. Confía en los minutos, en los momentos finales, esos últimos metros, estás haciéndolo muy bien. Esa última decisión.
Pero esa confianza, que estoy que partido, hay que decidir ahora mismo.
It's a real family, that Bayern team. Jose, Mestre, Alex, and of course coach Bulletti in the back. Always supporting each other. The same, of course, can be said for AS Monaco, who have the corner here. Back post towards Boadu. But Meccano called into action. This has been a good spell, it has to be said, for Nexa. The last 10 or so in-game minutes have been promising for him, and that will be a worry here for Jose.
Yeah, it will. As confidence grows within players, it could cause a lot of issues for you if you're the defending party, because you almost get that sense of almost inevitability that they will get a chance, and it's all about whether Nexa can convert that chance. If that does come down to it, again, we've seen how many goals he scored. We've seen the manual goalkeeping of Jose, though. It might not even come down to whether he can convert. It's whether Jose can keep him out.
Boadu wins the header, knocks it down, and this is danger here for Bayern. Ben Yedder beats his first man. Can he get his strike away? Might still come here for Boadu. No way through. And there are enough Bayern bodies to just extinguish the flames for now. But the fire might still grow. Approaching the final 10, there seems to be no outs here whatsoever for Jose. Nexa is putting this defence to an absolute siege. Ben Yedder. Near side now for Nexa. Who can he find? The first goal of the final! Number 16 of the season for Nexa. Boadu again. It took a while, but it was coming. And Monaco lead with 10 to go.
Advantage Monaco. And again, It was the key pass that was before that where you saw the issue. You had two Bayern defenders that went for the same ball, both of which took a leg out. Instead, it presented the opportunity to Nexa to get the ball across the box, and it's swept in. It's a great finish, but now it's again, as we said about this defensive mentality, you've got to now go again. And is there enough time for Bayern to be able to close this out? You can see what it means to Nexa, and you can see the pressure the young man's under.
Au pire, dis attaquant quand tu cavales sur le côté. Moi, c'est juste, c'est à ton bon vouloir. Si soit tu veux rester avec lui, t'es fort avec lui.
Ouais, je pense.
T'es sûr, hein?
Comment je peux faire?
Pas de regret, hein?
Cambiar algo.
Allez, non, je le laisse. Voilà.
Oh, je fais pas la deuxième
Ouais, moi je dirais,
fais pas la porte. Alors, regarde bien, c'est bon là?
Vamos, José, vamos, vamos. No pienses en el resultado, confía. Tiempo y a por ella, va.
Substitution.
We resume after the goal, a goal that could mean Monaco will take a one-game advantage in this best of three. 16 on the season, his debut season for AS Monaco. This game is not over yet though. Sabitza's in behind. Is there anyone to be found though? Nexa does so well to regain control. Ball towards Lewandowski, cleared away, 5 to go now. Nexa head and shoulders above the rest. Lewandowski turns. Is there a strike to be found? Crucial save. And Nexa survives.
That's a big chance. Again, flashing the opportunity. Lewandowski gets the shot off. It's cleared away. Nuba will stick his thumb up in appreciation for his defence for trying to stop that coming through to him. It is a Bayern corner though. And we are deep into the final pieces of this game. I think it's 4 minutes plus a little bit of stoppage time. It's a little bit now or never if you're Bayern.
Finally, the corner swung in towards Schüller at the near post. Keep your eyes on that clock. Bayern need a goal to force extra time.
There will be 3 minutes added time.
Davies, starting cross. Is anyone there? Goretzka arriving. Corner. In stoppage time, there is still time.
Again, chance, a half chance there. I mean, it's more a case of Jose took that shot to fashion the opportunity at the corner. It's one big opportunity now left in the game, because I think once this ball gets cleared, I think Monaco will try and kill this.
There has to be an end product from this corner. You see Jose switching and switching until he sees what he wants. Swung in. Goalkeeper comes. Cleared by Monaco. And it's booted as far up the pitch. And of course the goalkeeper came up for the corner. So this one now is certainly in the bag for Monaco. As soon as Volland is dispossessed, I think the referee is going to put an end to game one. And there it is. The standout performer for Monaco in his first season wins 1-0 in game number 1 and puts Monaco on championship points.
Venga, que somos 3.
There weren't many highlights, Wes, to go over, but the important thing for Monaco, game 1 goes their way.
Yeah, it was like we said. It was an old-fashioned chess match. It was like we said, can either be decided by a mistake or by a piece of skill. I think there's a little bit of an error, as we might see in the extended highlight of the goal. So see, Baldo just couldn't quite get onto that ball. Forced the save, though. And again, we in terms of the word that I'd use, maturity. The maturity on Nexa for being such a youngster and a prodigy. I think we can stop calling him a prodigy from now on, because to be quite honest, he's certainly proved everything here. 16 goals, now a victory in the final, has not had a game where he's not scored. Everything. You'll see here, just where it goes here, Ben Yedder and it's Sule and Upamecano both try and block the same pass. They don't quite realise where the ball's going, and by the time they've realised, it's far too late, and it's slung into the box and it's swept away by that man again, Baldo. And you can see how much it meant to Nexa. It's borderline emotional. I think I was looking at him, he was very much trying to keep his composure, but the young man didn't need to keep his composure because it's that maturity that was there. But fantastic performance from him, gives his team a platform.
Exactly what Monaco were hoping for from game number 1. Nexa, the leading goal scorer in the competition now, Semra, 16 goals, the most important of which has come in that game 1.
A dream start for Monaco and a dream game for Nexa. As you say, he's extending his legendary status in the eFootball Championship Pro this season. He's been tremendous, not just today, but all the way throughout the tournament, and he sets them up perfectly for now what could be the ultimate deciding game into whether AS Monaco make it a second victory for them, a second piece of silverware that they can add to the glass cabinets or not. Having said that, let's see who's going to feature, because I imagine the approach and strategy behind determining who will square off against one another will play a very important role in this one. And it's going to be Mestre up against Uzbekistan. Mestre, you may remember yesterday, he had a victory in the quarterfinals, but he lost in the semi-finals. So he does have a bit of a shift to put in for today to make sure that he can keep the Germans in this and extend it to 3 games if they are to stand a chance. But whenever it comes to Uzbekistan, it's probably the worst player you want to go up against at this stage. Someone who's taken AS Monaco as captain 3 times to the final. No one does it better than him. If anyone can get them across the line, it will be him. This is a fascinating encounter, and it could all be decided and wrapped up right here. How do you think it's going to play out, though? Do you think Mestre can keep Uzbekistan at bay?
If there's a man to do it, it's the man that got them to this stage. Of course, you remember Mestre was tasked with going up against, I think it was Guifera in the group stages. He needed to win that match. He did so 2-1. So without Mestre, Bayern, they don't even feature in the knockout stages. But for Uzbekistan, 3-time world champion, sure, but he's lost the last 2 finals in this competition. It now is within his own hands to rewrite the history books, Wes, and put himself back on the very top step of that podium.
You're only as good as your last game. You know, history will not remember those defeats if it now comes through that Uzbekistan turns over Mestre and seals the victory for Monaco. But as you quite rightly said, the firepower that is within Mestre and the ability, again, as we said, in key moments, he has came up trumps time and time again for this Bayern Munich side. This is intriguing, it's fascinating, it's any other adjective you want to find for this game. It's a must-watch.
It's a must-watch and a must-win for Bayern. Thank you, of course, to Semra and the team in the studio, as always. The players just getting ready for kickoff. But I do wonder, Wes, we've highlighted, of course, throughout the knockout stages, since that semi-final yesterday with Roma, the game plan for Monaco has been long balls over the top to Bawadu. They've recognised his pace. They've recognised perhaps some of the slower defensive options for other clubs in this competition. Didn't seem to be the case in game 1. Do you think that's thanks to Jose defending well, or because of maybe some of the improved defensive options that Bayern bring to this competition?
I think if you look at their defensive options, as we see through the back line, you have Alphonso Davies, who is a well-known speedster. You've got Lucas Hernandez, who isn't a slouch. He's not the slowest of defenders. You've got Nicolas Sule, who is a towering imposing figure, and you've got Upamecano, who blends that pace and strength. So again, I think there's a different type of game plan that you've got to employ against Monaco. Against Bayern Munich, in the sense of you try and push it down the wings a little bit and try and expose that kind of fragility that may exist there. But if you're Mestre, there's things to aim at, certainly in this Monaco side.
Starting off strongly is Mestre, a enticing ball in the second minute. Signals his intent to is Maccabeal. If you're just joining us, welcome. We have just kicked off game 2 of the eFootball Championship Pro Grand Finals. The draw, group stages, all of the knockout games prior to this, done and dusted in the past. The only result that matters so far in this final is at the top of your screen. Monaco lead the series 1-0. If they win this one, they'll be champions! And they're well on their way now! Who's Maccabeal in the 6th minute? Puts Monaco, who are already on championship points, one step away from a second title.
He said it himself in many of the interviews we've had with him. You need a little bit of luck, and I think that little kind of, oh, we scored, was from that. The pass goes in from Baldi. You'll see it takes a deflection from Alphonso Davies. It's just clipped off of him. But Volland's there to steal it and to tuck it away. So you'll see here this little, oh, no, who knew that could happen? Again, he won't care. It's a goal up. 6 minutes gone, I think. Now Mestre has got to, as we said, earlier on, got to mentally reset.
Pass to steady himself here. Goal number 11 for the 3-time world champion. A lot of eFootball to be played here in game 2. Bayern with a set-piece opportunity. Plenty of options here. Could go for goal and will do, somewhat disappointingly. We're still in the opening 10 minutes. Not the best start for Mestre, but he needs a result out of this. Bayern need a result to continue this grand final. Serge Gnabry beats the first man, but the ball just trickles agonisingly out of play.
You can see the idea was get the ball into the box and again just run out of real estate to get that ball in there. But again, once, in terms of confidence players, there's none bigger than Maccabeal. Once he's got that bit between his teeth, he won't want to let it go.
He's coming forward here with Ben Yedder. Somewhat of an optimistic strike, but that is maybe a signal that Maccabeal is feeling relaxed in this final. Not be too relaxed though, as Serge Gnabry's coming forward. Goretzka with a good turn. Lewandowski, Coman, Gnabry, that's well built so far. Lewandowski cannot be found. But a corner. To swing it in, it's Sule the target, but Marapan is equal to both the size of Sule and also the delivery as well. The fall to Coman! Game on! We are all level here. They find the equaliser through Mestre. Through Coman, it's 1-1.
That is a huge goal. A huge goal in the grand scheme of this tie. You can see the little bit of swerve that took it away from the goalkeeper. It was a nasty finish, as in it took a little bit of deflection there, but that strike just swerved away from Nubel. And game on once again. This tie will keep turning and twisting until we have a victor.
(1-1) in game 2. Reminder, this is a best of 3, so we need a winner. Corner to Monaco, but if it stays as things are, we will go to extra time. If we're still level after that, penalty shootout. corner cleared. That ball far up the pitch here allows the Bayern defence to maybe just creep up, and Maccabeal, not liking what he's seeing, is just going to let that one run and essentially reset the pitch here with a goal kick.
Yeah, you can see now that he's just settling into a bit of a rhythm again.
There's a couple of options, and one of them is Golovin! Back in front are the team on championship point now. AS Monaco back in front, 2-1.
It's a fantastic finish, and again we talk about having, you only can mark one player. So as this ball comes into Baldo here, you'll see Golovin makes that run down the left. You can see Volland made the run down the right. Who'd you pick? Who'd you take away from the game? Instead, you'll see that just opens up that little body feint to just take it to one side, allows Golovin the space, and again we're back amongst it with Maccabeal. Again, he shakes his head, but I would imagine internally he's very happy to be back in the lead.
Very happy indeed. Goal number 12, and could be 13 shortly afterwards here with Boadu. The strike finds the back of the net. Back-to-back goals for AS Monaco. I mean, what do you say, Wes? It's a 1-2 punch.
That's a misery compiler to end all misery compilers. Again, really nice through ball from Ben Yedder. Baldo, again, if you're unsure, for those viewers and fans at home, you just hit it. You hit it as hard as you can. Keep it low, keep it down to the ground. You'll see that Baldo gets 3 of his defender, and you just hit it. You just hit it, and it's very much hoping that it goes in. But if you're Maccabeal, you're not going to mind that you're 3-1 up. I think that also, if my memory serves me right, puts him on 12 goals for the tournament, which means that he's certainly pushing that upper bracket of the top 3. Oh no, it's 13 as the stats would correct me. So he's certainly pushing himself up in the goal tally.
Oh, Mestre has to be careful here because this could get ugly very quickly. Boadu is so strong and quick and powerful. And all of a sudden, Nex is looking over his shoulder. It is a scary thing, a knockout stage as Maccabeal. Cannot afford to lose your head here. For the sake of Bayern München, Mestre. Still in the first half of this game too. To go till half time, but another goal either way could completely swing this match. And they're coming forward here. Coman's through. Gnabry is there as well. And there it is. Like a pendulum back and forth. This game too. It's 3-2, Bayern. They're back within 1.
Yeah, it's a great finish, and again, it's an answer. It's an answer to a question of, are Bayern going to go quietly into tonight? The answer's no. They will find the extra pass and they'll slot it in. As you see, Serge Gnabry just finding the bottom corner. Again, an element of doubt that can creep in here. Not that Maccabeal is short of confidence, but certainly has something to think on.
It's a goal to give that belief. Defending to do first before celebrations can really settle in. We are still in the first half of this game too. There may be more goals to come as Ben Yedder stepping, dragging the ball back, but Mestre with 2 goals on the score sheet already. Just gives that belief now to Bayern. He is their man to rely on. As we mentioned before the match, the man to get them to this stage, he needed to win in the final game of the group stages to qualify Bayern for the knockouts. He did so against this very team.
The only difference maker in it is that it was against Guifera. Of course, Maccabeal is a very different beast to take care of, for lack of a better analogy. But again, Monaco 3-2. This is on a knife edge right now.
Oh, I think beast is the perfect word to sum up Maccabeal. Three-time world champion with 3 goals.
Y eso no lo consigue cualquiera. Hay que confiar en eso. Vamos, vamos, bicho.
The words of Alex Alguacil is very much, let's go. Let's go and get this. Still within our own hands. Boadu through though here for Monaco, through 1-on-1, and smartly out is Ulrich. Bayern cannot afford too many more of those gaps to his Maccabeal. Sane, lovely turn behind. Who's going to win this engagement? Gnabry back heel to Coman. Is there a strike to be found? All still alive here for Bayern. Sane, still alive, but takes it one step too far.
It just ran out of room. You could see the dummies and the feints and the super cancels and every other bit there. And you could see there was a little bit of frustration from Usman that he just couldn't get that ball clear. You're noticing a little bit as well from Bayern starting to push the defensive line up a little bit. So you see they're trying to sustain this pressure that they've built here.
Chile quickly across for Maccabeal. Read the situation well, but the problem is you do have Boadu always running in behind. It's an outlet for his Maccabeal. That one will trickle out of play. We're approaching the hour mark, which should bring with it some changes. For now, this has been a very open game number 2. Goretzka for Bayern. Shepherded away by Fofana. Boadu again, focal point of this attack. That one behind all of the Monaco teammates. It is so tense in this final. Lewandowski inside to Gnabry, turns. There's a real chance here for Gnabry! The equaliser that Bayern needed! It's come after the hour mark. 6 goals in game 3. These two cannot be separated.
After 65 minutes.
What do you say, Wes? What do you say?
Just when you think it's all over, up steps Mestre. Finds a little bit of skill on the edge of the box here. You can see the ball clipped in. Sees it to Lewandowski. Nice little dummy. Takes a brilliant turn from Serge Gnabry. Takes the defender all the way out of the game, probably sends him across to the shops whilst he's there, and then finds a brilliant finish into the top right-hand corner. It was 3-3. 3-3, which is a, if you're a Bayern fan, you might just think there might be a bit of confidence there to go, hang on a minute, we might be able to get something out of this game.
Je peux pas jouer, wesh. Je peux pas jouer.
Following the goal, the changes. And as Maccabeal, you saw his reaction there. Has already lost 2 finals in this competition in seasons past. Let's take a listen.
Y ya sabes, hasta que no defienda el kickoff, usted cuando cuenta, Vamos, vamos.
Cuidadito con la presión que te está metiendo círculos últimamente, vamos.
I think maybe that reaction from Uzmakapil following that goal after being 3-1 up. Maybe just sensing that another final might be slipping away.
Number 25.
Still lots of time left.
Substitution in progress.
How's your nerve, Bayern? How's your nerve, Monaco? What have you got left in the tank from an emotional standpoint, let alone a gameplay standpoint? The emotions that these guys must be going through. If you're Uzma, you're probably sat there in disbelief the fact that you're at 3-3. And if you're Mestre, your nerves and your adrenaline must be going through the roof because you're like, I'm within a fingertip here of potentially taking this game.
Still going with Gnabry. It will go all the way through to Müller. Lewandowski! Snapshot, still alive. Anyone arriving? Coman! I do not believe it! The man who was tasked with the great escape in the group stages has performed a great escape so far. In game number 2, from 3-1 down, is now 4-3 in the lead.
A wise man once said, don't call it a comeback. He's been here for years, and Mestre, summoning all powers of recovery, all powers of experience, managed to just dink it off the post. Now, some of you guys at home may look at that and go, well, that's just luck. And to be fair, in some regards, it actually is. But again, if you were to take a normal shot, that's probably hitting the side net. If it's a chip shot, however, you increase your chances of potentially hitting the post. And again, it was a complete scramble in the box. And all of a sudden, Bayern Munich and Mestre even creeping up the goal tally as well. We completely forgot to take that into account.
That we did, because the task ahead of him was so mammoth. We just didn't expect it to be possible. He's going for more here with Müller, and he's been tackled in the box fairly, says the referee. One behind. Nexa now. Özmakabeel, 4-3 down, finds Ben Yedder! What is going on? Özma is back in the game. 8 goals in the grand finals.
The goal scorer
In
for
game number
Monaco
2, and it is all square now once
79
more.
minutes is
This is what happens. At this level of eFootball, nobody is out until that final whistle has been blown. It's great work from Özmakabeel. Again, fashions the opportunity, gets the ball in low, realises that the low block with Bayern is not as good as its aerial block, and instead finds the ball into his captain and arguably, as we've heard, his favourite player, Wissam Ben Yedder. 4-4 with roughly 10 minutes to go. This game, as we said, has turned into an absolute classic.
El feeling que tú tengas con él, si te gusta, para moverlo.
Voy a aguantar.
Fresca te da eso, idas y venidas, te da un par de carreras más.
substitution
Words of
taking
Rocky
place.
Balboa. I didn't hear no bell. 10 in-game minutes to go. Don't forget, Monaco will be crowned champions if they come away with a victory here in Game 2. Bayern fighting for survival in the grand finals. Goretzka beats his man. Can he beat a second? Warner. No doubt towards Schüller. Goretzka dispossessed, and with 5 in-game minutes to go, is this the break? Dealt with by Bayern. Every single attack and every single defense has to be perfect now. Who will provide us with the defining moment of this season?
There will be 3 minutes at a time.
Ben Yedder into stoppage time now. Diatta, Bawanu! That might just be the goal to crown AS Monaco as our champions this season.
The goal scorer for Monaco.
A roller coaster of emotions
After 90 minutes is
that ends potentially in
Number 9.
jubilation. 5-4.
You called it on, Harry. Is that there was no bell. It didn't matter to us, McApeel. This game wasn't over until he said it was over. Wonderful finish. You can see. You can see almost. Is that good enough? Is that all right for you? Like that seems to be the vibe that we get from us, McApeel, every single time. It takes the wind out of the sails once more for Bayern. And you can see the body language from Mestre sapped every piece of emotion out of him. Was McAbeel still laser focused on this game? There is still time on the clock. There is still time on the clock for this game to be affected. As long as that whistle has not gone, the ball is still live and the job is not finished.
substitution on the field. Number 8. Leon
Monaco,
Goretzka.
2 in-game minutes away
Coming on the field
from
is
championship glory. Bayern
Number 18.
need to score from this attack to keep us going. Gnabry lets it run out of play. It's a goal kick, and I think with this resumption of play, as Usmakabeel is taking his time here, the referee will blow his whistle and make things official.
Just see the body language from him. He's just waiting to kick that ball.
It's kicked up the pitch. It's won by Bayern, but the referee has seen enough. AS Monaco are your eFootball Championship Pro champions.